Hello everyone, my name is Alan from Al's Basketball Training, and today I am going to show you what isolation basketball plays are and what is ISO in basketball. Hello everyone, if you're new to this channel, I show basketball plays, drills, and skills for basketball players and basketball coaches. So, on today's video, I am going to show you an isolation basketball play, why they're used, and what is ISO. So, basically, isolation basketball plays are used in all the different types of leagues, even in high school and elementary school. There is always at least one really good player on every single team, or at least one player who's like head and shoulders above everyone else, and basically you want that player to score in lockdown or tight situations. So there's always, every coach has to have at least a few of these plays that will either get his number one player open, or if he gets covered, he has the ability to pass it off to somebody else who can take that shot if he gets covered or double teamed, triple teamed, something like that. So let's go down to the clipboard and let me explain just one play, and then I'll explain to you a few of the different options, as well as, well, what ISO really is. So here's an isolation basketball play that I personally run myself, and it's really good. Basically, what I want is player 2 to get open, and what we want with him is to get him open for an open isolation shot or drive. So we want player 2 to get open right there. So how we're going to run this, we're going to set up a screen for player 2. And now player 3 is going to set a screen for player 5 as well. And how we're going to run this is player 5 is going to go and cut out to this 3-point line area. And player 1 or player 2 is going to use 4 and 1 as a screen. And player 1 and 2 are going to do a dribble handoff. Now, after that screen, what player 3 did, he's going to roll towards the basket, in which case this could be just a quick, easy layup. But what we're trying to do is, I always like to have at least one quick, easy shot myself, and then have him clear out. 4 is going to clear out, 1 is going to clear out. Now, player 2 is dribbling to this side of the court. He could take the shot, or he could drive to the rim. Now, this is an isolation play, so he has been isolated by himself, and he is going to take whatever man is guarding him one-on-one to the rim or for a shot. But this should at least set up a mismatch. What we're hoping is player 4's man to switch off. That way, what we'll have is a tall man on a shorter, faster man, or the opposite is player 2 could be a bigger man running player 2. Maybe, for example, in the NBA, player 2 could be a 6'6" player, while the point guard could be a 6-foot player. And that would be a mismatch as well. So one of these two options may be there. If not, and his man fought through, he's still going to take his man one-on-one. However, what we have here is 3 players on this side and 1 player on this side. So this opens up quite a few different opportunities. When he drives to the rim, if player 5's man goes and plays defense, player 5 is open for a 3-point shot. Or we could have player 3's man playing really deep and helping out and playing defense there, in which case this could be a hammer pass out for a 3-point shot as well. Personally, even though it's an isolation play, you always want to have backup options when you're running your isolation play. The reason is you're not always going to have the ability to get your man totally open to a point where it's going to be an easy shot. So you always want to have backup options. Now let's throw in a defense and see how it runs. So first we're going to do this against a man-to-man defense, and how this is going to work is player 3 will set a screen on player 5 who will go down to this low post. This could be a switch, or if player 5 could just fight through. And at the same time, we're going to have a dribble handoff with player 2 and player 1 using 4 and 1 as a staggered screen. And now player 2 is going to get the ball. Now what could happen, he could be, player 3 will cut through. Now because he is so far over here, player 3 will be playing help defense right about there. And now player 1 and 4 will roll off. Now one of these 3 players will be guarding player 2. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, his player fought through both screens, and it's basically playing one-on-one at this point. He could take his man because look how wide open he has it. He's quite literally isolated versus anyone else. So now what we're going to have is him drive towards the rim, and if he can get past his defender, what's going to happen is either if it's like 2 seconds left, everyone's going to collapse on him, which then leaves like 3 players open, or we could have player 5 pop down, in which case he could pass out for a shot, or if nobody plays, he could just go in for a layup. Or if he gets through and player 5 didn't want to leave his man, maybe because maybe he's a good 3-point shooter, player 2 can then do a hammer pass out to player 3. And, well, that would be a 3-point shot unless he recovered, and then basically a swing around. There's multiple different options, but anyways, I hope that's at least one play that you can run with your basketball team. ISO stands for isolation, so basically isolating your player versus anyone else. That is the main goal, so you need to make sure that the player who has the ball is one of your fastest players, as well as one of your best shooters. Now let's run this same play against a 2-3 zone and a 3-2 zone, and then we'll see how it works against those zone defenses. Okay, so here we have a 2-3 zone. Most likely what's going to happen is player 1 will be guarding player 1 up top, and then how we'll have this organized is most likely player 3 will be up either a little bit higher for player 3 and 4 will be up a little bit higher for player 2, and player 5 will most likely be guarding player 5 in the high post, but maybe only about a step or 2 away. And then from there, we're going to have player 3 going in and setting a screen on player 5's, well, defender, zone defender, whatever. And player 5 is then going to pop out. This will be a dribble handoff here, and in which case, we're then going to have player 2 get a dribble handoff, and right away, he is going to be faced up against player 1 red. Now what's going to happen is player 3 is going to go away. That will bring player 5 into the middle of the key, in which case now we have player 2 going against player 1, in which case if player 2 is taller, obviously he could take the shot or he could drive by him, hopefully. By him driving by him, that will collapse the defense, and that will leave player 5 open for that 3-point shot. So yes, isolation plays will still work against a 2-3 zone defense. Now let's go against a 3-2 zone defense and see how this works out. So here we have a 3-2 zone defense. So what we're going to start with is having player 3 screen. You could go either way. So screen on player 3 red or 5 red. Personally, I would instruct it to be screening on player 5 red, because that way we can have player 5 pop out, and he may be open over there for the 3-point shot, just a lob pass over for 3. That would be an option. Obviously, that's not isolation, however. Next, we have player 1 and player 4 setting up a screen, or, well, a dribble handoff screen for player 2. Once player 2 gets the ball, player 3 is going to then pop out to the 3-point line, and we will have, at this point, most likely either a double team up top, which in that case will leave player 1 open here, or he could just cut towards the rim and get hit up there. Always trying to do some off-ball movement, even though this is an isolation. And then, or we could have player 1 still playing up against player 1 blue, and that will be an isolation right here still, because he still has majority of the court to himself. And if he was to drive by player 3, that will for sure bring in both post players, which will leave both of these wing players open for an open 3-point shot. So for anyone who thinks that isolation basketball plays cannot be ran against a zone defense, I just proved you wrong. At least hopefully it works in real life. I know it does, at least this play will, because I've ran this against a 2-3 zone as well as a box and 1. I've never ran it against a 3-2 zone, so that was all hypothetical. But I have ran it against a 2-3 zone, man-to-man, and box and 1, and it has worked, and it works like a beauty. So, if you like basketball play videos, obviously if you've watched it this far, you probably do, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I post these videos every single day. So anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow. And, well, tomorrow we're going to do my top 5 favorite or best isolation basketball plays. Now, here's something a little bit funny for you. Basically, this is a Google Home Mini, and I set this thing up with my iPhone on my other channel, and I thought, well, I kind of like its jokes, so here's a joke. Hey Google, tell me a joke.
Okay, here you go. What do you call a shoe made out of a banana? A slipper.
Anyways, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, quick 10-second ad, or at least I'm going to try for 10 seconds. I have a basketball defense book that I know you will enjoy. Basically, anything below that free throw line, this whole area, gets a double team, so try it out. Check out the link in the description. It is called The Unbeatable Basketball Defense. Hello, so if you have liked this video, click over here to subscribe, or maybe over here, depending on which side I put it on. I don't know yet. Anyways, also, the opposite direction, or the opposite side, is another video you may like. So I hope to see you again in one of those next videos. Yeah.